How is everyone? I hope you are in excellent health. Now we are to continue our exercise. As usual, planning and control management, part 2 on how to establish or develop a new project. And this is our previous session 7, Introduction to Resource and Cost Estimating utilizing Primavera P6. And this will be our current session 8 to include adding additional activities for project estimate general requirements, and then linking additional and existing activities, and then adding and assigning additional WBS for additional activities, and then assigning activity types to all activities. And the last but not the least is the assigning duration activity types to all activities. Now let's proceed to the first step, which is adding additional activities for project estimate general requirements. Remember first that the reason why we have to add items for general requirements in our schedule, because we decided to prepare a cost estimate for our project. Although we have reflected all tender items or activities in our schedule, it is only for time-related presentation. But when it comes to cost estimate, every project has always associated with general requirements, markups, and other project cost-related elements. Okay, as we have stated in our assumption or condition to consider the cost of general requirements such as project management and transportation in our project. So let's create these additional 2 activities. Okay, let's open our Primavera P6. Okay, we are here already in front of us, the screen of Primavera P6. Okay, the first thing we need to do here is to add general requirements activities, which is the project management and transportation. So we can right click here and then add, and then let's make the activity ID into, let's say, G1080, and let's rename it into project management. And then the duration, let it be 1, because this is a a label of effort activity. So later on, when we link it, it will link it and then assign a label of effort type of activity. It will automatically calculate its duration based on the predecessor, or based on its predecessor and its successor. Okay. So right click again, or use this one. Let's say let's rename it to key 1090. That is for the transportation. Okay, done. So it's very easy, right? So next, let's link these added activities into our existing activities. Take note first of the logic here. Project management and transportation can be considered as a level of effort type of activity, which means its duration depends on its predecessor and or successor activities. This is ideal for ongoing tasks that depends on other activities. It could also be a support activities as clerical work, security assignments, or some other aspect of project management are some examples for this type of activity. This activity starts from its predecessor, which is the first activity of a group, and completes along with its successor, which is the last activity of a group of activities. Therefore, we could assign a start-to-start relationship with its predecessor and finish-to-finish relationship with its successor. Okay? Okay, let's do it. Okay. So, what should be the predecessor of project management? Of course, project management is considered from the start of the project down to the completion, right? So we need to link the predecessor mobilization for this activity. And also transportation, the same thing as in project management. So we will link mobilization as predecessor to project management and transportation. Okay, let's, using the Control K, highlight both activities and then right click, link it. And then also mobilization, highlight mobilization, and then followed by transportation, then right click and then link it. So as our assumption, or I mean, our condition is project management and transportation should start the same start date of mobilization. So what we need to do here is highlight the mobilization and looking at the right window, I mean the right pane of the activity detail window. Here we can see the successor as project management and transportation. So let's, the relationship type, let's change it to start to start. The same as in transportation, make it start to start, and it's done. Now, what should be the successor of these two activities? Of course, the successor is the last or the finish, or I mean the last activity of this project. So which is the demobilization. So that means both of these activities should have a successor of mobilization. Okay. So let's connect it, link it. So project management first, and then highlight the demobilization as the successor, and then right click and then link. The same thing as in transportation, highlight first the transportation, followed by the demobilization, right click and then link. And then if you highlight demobilization, we can see here at the left a pane of the activity detail window. The predecessor is project management and transportation. So let's change this relationship type into finish to finish, and then finish to finish also. Okay, as you can see, the bar of these two activities has no changes, or I mean have no changes. So we will see it later once we complete the assigning of the activity type and so forth. Okay. We have already linked the the added activities, project management and transportation into the existing activities. So what is next? Okay. Let me demonstrate how first how to unlink activities, because we have not tackled this yet before in our recent exercise. Okay, so let's say, for example, we want to unlink all this relationship at once. So while doing it is just highlight all activities that you want to unlink the relation. Want to unlink, or the relationship lines will be removed. So once you highlight it, you may select also. Let's say you may select also selected activities, but be sure that it is a linking is continuous. Okay, to make it faster, we will unlink all the activities, highlight all the activities that you want to unlink, then right click it, and then assign, and then choose either predecessor or successor. It will give you the same result. So let's say we will choose successor. Okay, here the window shows that we can select here the activities that we want to unlink. Okay, now looking at the button here, or I mean this icon with a red X, if the activity is eligible to be unlinked, it will change the color to red. But if not, it will change the color to gray. Let's say, for example, we will highlight this one, or let's say the mobilization. You see, as you can see, the icon here changed to gray. It is because this activity mobilization is not eligible to be unlinked. So we will try establish. Okay, so the icon becomes active again by changing the color to red. So if you click this one, take a look what happens. Establish temporary facilities. This is it. Establish temporary facilities. Take a look what will happen to the relationship lines if I will click this remove. Okay, click, and then yes, you see the start to start relationship lines here disappears or been removed. So if you click it again, it will remove the next relationship lines. Okay, if you click it, okay, everything is removed. But if you want to remove everything, or all the relationship lines here, you want to remove it, every relationship lines here. So what you need to do is to highlight everything also here. And then click remove, and then yes. So you can see all the relationship lines are removed, all the activities are unlinked. So our problem now is how we can retrieve the linking of the activities. Okay, how we can retrieve the linking of the activities. Okay, Primavera P6 has also an undo features, and you can find it here in the edit, and then click undo delete activities. Okay, as you can see, the relationship lines is being linked again, and then we will do it again. We will run the schedule if okay. The relationship lines were retrieved, but not for all activities. So we will click again the undo, and then run the schedule. Okay. So what else? So we still have the missing relationship here before. So let's click undo again. And there it is. So we retrieve the original linking of these activities. So let's run the schedule again and then, okay. So we have an additional knowledge now regarding the undo. So what next? Okay, we have already added the activities for the general requirements. The next thing we need to do is to add and assign WBS for these two activities. Okay. Here, okay. Let's add level 2 WBS for project management and transportation. Okay. So how to do it? I think we have already done how to create a WBS. So we have here already the WBS here. Just click it. You know how to put this WBS here is whenever you start, let's say, using the menu and then click the WBS, it will appear here. The same as in activity. But actually, we have already done it. So that is why they already appears here. So we'll go to WBS and then we will add the level 2 project management and transportation for this WBS. So since it is in level 2, so we have to highlight here and then right click, add, and then we will move this down here using the arrow here at the right side of the window. Okay, let's rename the WBS ID into, let's say, project management, let's say PMT. So project management. Now, project management. And then let's add again for the transportation. Add and then put it down. And then let's say we will use TRN, meaning it is for the transportation. Okay, done. Next, we have already the WBS for the intended for the new activities of the general requirement. So what we need to do next is to assign this WBS into the new activities. So we will go to the activity window, click this one, or view, project activities. You can do it also, the same thing. So how can we assign WBS into these two activities? Very simple. Just go to column using the shortcut for this column, or you may use the view column. But we need to be used on using the shortcut icon, or shortcut command. So we'll use this column customize, and then we will find for WBS. So Control F, and then WBS. Okay, highlight WBS using this arrow, transfer it to the right side, and also you can use this arrow here to go down, and then edit it. You can put it at the center of the column, and then apply. Now, here we go. we have already the WBS for the existing activities. Only for the WBS of the new activities for general requirements has no proper WBS. So let's click it here and then select for the WBS here, which is for project management. Okay, so it goes here, and also click it again and then choose or select transportation. So we are done with the WBS, or I mean the WBS for our project, which includes project management and transportation. Later, we will be adding WBS for level 2 also for the markup elements of this project intended for the cost calculation or cost estimate. So next. So what is next? The next is to assign activity type to all activities. But before that, you can see the activity types here. Look at the bottom activity detail window here. Some more here in this window. You can see the general here. So the activity type can be seen here. Okay. If you click it, all the activity types here for selection, you can have it. Okay. So let's start. Let me explain first what is milestone. Because milestone, we have here the finish milestone and the start milestone. But the milestone itself is the activities. I mean, the milestone activities are the important or significant events in the project. It could be the start or finish of a particular stages of work, phases of work, work interfaces, deliverables, interim project completion, and or overall project completion as predefined by the project stakeholders. Actually, milestones does not have a duration, but instead it is a zero duration activity. So in our schedule now, we don't have yet the milestone, but we will have it later. Okay. Okay, let's explain what is a finish milestone. So finish milestone activity type is the completion of the major stage of the project. Okay, take note that resource, rule, and time-based cost assignment cannot be assigned in this activity, except for primary resource, expenses, products, and documents. Okay, let's go to a level of effort. Level of effort. Actually, we have already discussed this earlier, right? So let's proceed to resource dependent. Resource dependent activity type is a type of activity that drives or schedule activity assigned resources according to resource calendar. Take note, resource calendar. In other words, a resource assigned in a particular activities follows or controlled by the resource calendar rather than by the activities calendar. So that means the resource calendar here is the powerful one. Okay. Okay, this type of activity is ideal when multiple resources in the activity work together. Okay, so let's move to resource dependent. I think I was explaining the resource dependent activity. So let's move to resource dependent. We'll move to start milestone. So start milestone is the beginning of the major stage of the project. Other than that, it has the same characteristics as Finnish milestones. Okay, so let's go to next is task dependent. So task dependent activity type is a type of activity that drives or schedule activity assigned resources according to activities calendar. Take note, activities calendar. In other words, resources assigned in a particular activity follows or controlled by the activities calendar rather than by the resources calendar. Meaning, the calendar, or I mean the activity calendar here is the one powerful. Okay? And this type of activity is ideal when multiple resources in the activity work independently. Okay, let's move to WBS. Or I mean WBS summary. Okay, WBS summary. This type of activity summarizes, or it summarizes WBS at a certain specified level. It comprises a group of activities that share a common WBS label. And its dates are based on the earliest start of the activities in the group and the latest finish date of the same activities group. Okay? I'll repeat. Each dates are based on the earliest start date of the activities in the group and the latest finish date of the same activities groups. Okay? And also, it is using its own assigned calendar. Okay? So we are done. So now let's assign activity types to all activities. So the first thing we need to do here is to show the column or insert a column for the using this short icon or shortcut icon. We will display the column for the activity type. Okay. Control F, type activity type. Okay, where is it? Okay, there you go. Let's close this one. Highlight activity type and then highlight here, then move activity type. Edit and then center. Apply. Okay. So here we go. So what we have to change here is the activity type of the project management and transportation only because these activities are a level of effort type of activity and the rest are all task dependent. We will be using task dependent because we assigned calendar only for the activity. As we can see here in the calendar, let's take a look on the calendar. So project, no, I mean enterprise, calendar, here. We have no assigned, we did not created a resource calendar. This one is the default of the Primavera Physics calendar. But in our project, we have created a calendar here for the activities. Okay, let's close. So we will assign a calendar for project management and transportation with, we will assign the activity type with level of effort and then also level of effort. So as you can see here, the bar for the project management and transportation, we still cannot see it here. For what reason? It is because there is no defined bar type yet for this type of activity. So that means we need to create or define a bar type which is intended for this activity type. So let's right click here, go to bars, and then we will create a new bar for the level of effort. So let's click add, and then let's say we will put it as current LOA, meaning current level of effort, and then we will use the current bar, and then the filter should be a level of effort activity. So we will look look for the label of effort here. You'll see this. So click it and then apply. Okay. And then let's go to the bar shapes, highlight the bar shape, and then click bar style, click the shape. We will use this one. Click the color. Let's say we will use this one. Okay. And then pattern. We will use the solid one. And then it's done. So we will check this one also. This is okay. Show bar for grouping, that's okay. Calendar, non-work time, that's fine. Okay, I think we're done. We'll go to bar labels. Okay, we will be having the example for this later. Okay, let's finish it and then apply and okay. So you see the level of effort activities duration automatically calculates based on their predecessor and the successor. So can you visualize already the what is level of effort? So that means level of effort is the start of the level of effort is the start of the project activity, the first project of the activity, and it ends to the last project of the activity. If you want it to be connected here also, let's say, for example, if you want to change this up to here only for the entire milestone, you can do it by linking these two activities into the finish to finish relationship with this activity. And this ends will be moving here, and this ends will be moving here. Okay. So we're done for the project management and transportation. So what is next? Okay. The next is I think this is the last one to assigning duration types to all activities. Okay, but beforehand, we need some elaboration to this topic before we proceed. Okay, let me explain this first. Okay, You can see this, the duration type. You can see it here when you look at the project. And then here under the default, I mean general, I think, you have to highlight it first. And then under the, yeah, I mean default. Under the default, you can see here the duration type. You can see 4 types of duration types here. So we will explain this one by one. So first, we will go to fixed units per time. This one. So fixed unit per time, this is ideal for a resource-dependent activity type because resource units per time is constant or fixed, which is able to drive the activity duration or resource units to change. Or in other words, activity has fixed resource and productivity per time period. Okay? No. I think what I'm explaining is the fixed units per time. Okay. What I explained a while ago is the fixed units per time, meaning that this duration type is ideal for a resource-dependent activity type because the resource unit per time is constant or fixed, which is able to drive the activity duration or resource units to change. Or in other words, activity has fixed resources and productivity per time period. Okay. Let's go to fixed duration and units per time. When we say fixed duration or units per time, or I mean fixed duration and units per time, this is ideal for task-dependent activity type because activity duration and the resource units per time are constant or fixed, which is able to drive the resource units to change. So in this type, activity duration is meant to be completed to a desired time period regardless of the resources assignment. Okay. Where we are now, we will go to fixed units. Okay. Fixed units. This is also ideal for resource-dependent activity type because activity units is constant or fixed, which is able to drive the activity duration or resource units per time to change. So this type of duration, the quantity of work is fixed, thereby increasing labor resources will reduce the activity duration. Okay. What else? Fixed duration and units. Okay, fixed duration and units. Oh, this is also ideal for task-dependent activity type because activity duration and resource units are constant or fixed, which are able to drive the resource units per time to change. So this type of duration, activity duration with a certain quantity of work are meant to be completed with the resource units per time to manage accordingly. Okay. Now I think we have already the understanding of the different duration types. So let's assign duration types to all activities. Okay. We will show the activity. So the same way we have to show the column here, show the column for the duration type. So just Control F, and then even though you choose type, okay, duration type, that's fine. Highlight it and then put here at the bottom, then click it and then edit it, put it at the center of the column and then apply. So duration type. So what duration type shall we assign here? So actually, in our case, we will assume that our duration is fixed and the units is fixed. Okay. That means we have a fixed unit for every activity and its duration is fixed. That means there should be no changes for the duration anymore. Only for the changes is for the resource unit per time. But for the duration and unit, there should be no changes. Okay, so we have already here fixed duration. Just click it. See, if you click it, you can select it here, fixed duration and units. If you want to copy it here, so as I said, I have already taught you that just highlight the first activity and then use the shift, click all the activities and then right click and then use the fell down. Okay. Oh, anything else? I think we are done here. So I think this is a substantial topics for today. So let's take a break and the next episode could be here is the next episode that is part 2, session 9. Oh, we are already on session 9, which includes adding and defining direct and indirect resources. Okay. Our next episode is adding and defining direct and indirect resources. So see you in this next coming episode. Thanks a lot for liking, subscribing, and sharing this video exercise. Thank you and God bless to all of us.